What is up, everyone? This review needs to be set up a little bit because I am introducing a brand new segment to the channel. It's going to be called Chaniqua's Cheap Eats. And this one is going to be dedicated, this little segment is going to be dedicated to Chaniqua Smith, a random YouTube account that commented on my Panda Express video last week and said that I was cheap and that if I got the tray, I would have gotten more food for the money. So I found that kind of funny because that actually is the opposite of cheap. I spent more money to get less, just willy-nilly throwing my money around. So I actually found that humorous and decided, well, that actually would make a pretty good segment where I go out and eat some cheap food, you know, dollar menu stuff, something I haven't tried before, and dedicate it to her or him because, you know, it's the internet. So without further ado, I'm going to give you the first ever episode of Chaniqua's Cheap Eats. What is up, everyone? It is the endorsement, and welcome to the first ever episode of Yes, this is where I try something cheap and tell you if you should like it or not. I can be very persuasive. So on this flagship episode of Chaniqua's Cheap Eats, I'm going to be trying the Taco Bell's Grilled Breakfast Burrito Bacon Edition. Here we go. All right, so check it out. This is your standard Taco Bell $1 burrito. This is just the breakfast edition, and it is grilled, so you have some grill marks on the top. Now, I like to double grill my burritos. E&K over at Pete This Out taught me that little trick, so I do it with all of my quesaritos. I did not do it here because I wanted to get it the way it is intended. So inside this is basically some scrambled eggs, some bacon, and some warm nacho sauce. So there you go. We're going to break this open, give you a cross section. Let's check it out. All right, there you go. There is a cross section. You see a decent amount of bacon in there and the scrambled eggs, and I see some remnants of that warm nacho sauce. So without further ado, let's get into this, the what I am calling the Triple B, the Bacon Breakfast Burrito from Taco Bell. Here we go. Whoa. Man, that is salty. I mean, it does have a really nice taste with the bacon in there, and I was a fan that there was so much bacon. But with a lot of bacon comes a lot of responsibility. Shout out Spider-Man. No, what it actually does is it does bring a lot of salt to the game, but it still is on point with the taste. That first bite, I did get a lot of that warm nacho cheese sauce, and it worked in nicely with the fluffy scrambled eggs. So let's go in for a second bite, but for $1 so far, this one's coming correct, and we'll go in for another bite, see what we think. All right, so after 2 bites, I have a pretty good grasp on this. For $1, it's worth it. If breakfast is your thing, I mean, breakfast is not 100% my thing. I'm not a huge fan of breakfast. I know I should be because they say that it is the most important meal of the day. But for $1, this is on point. At least the one that I got. A lot of bacon going on in here. Just enough of that warm nacho sauce, and the eggs were fluffy. So check it out. One more look in there. And I know on these $1 burritos, when you get to the end, you're going to get into that folded area right there, and it's going to be more of the tortilla than anything else. So you really got to get your fill of the middle of these burritos to really get your money's worth. But I mean, it's $1, and to me, this was worth it. So let's give it a rating on a scale of 1 to 100, with 1 meaning don't even waste your money, and 100 being the promised land of I'm going to give the Bacon Breakfast Burrito Grilled from Taco Bell a rating of 87. I'm going to give this an 87. I mean, for $1, I think it should be around that 9 out of 10 range. I'm just not a huge breakfast guy, and to be quite honest, the eggs from a fast food place, any fast food place, kind of sketchy to me. A little bit of sketch going on. But there you go, another review in the books. Please like, please comment, and please subscribe. Also, please do not forget to check me out on Instagram and Twitter. That is social media getting the word of my channel out to the masses. In closing, this was cheap. I hope you enjoyed it. I don't know how often I will put up this segment, but when I'm in the mood for some cheap eats, I will pay homage to the one and only Chaniqua Smith. And side note, I think they were going for Chaniqua Smith, because that's the common name thrown around, but they spelled it C-H-I-N, so I'm going with Chaniqua. Has a nice ring to it, especially with the cheap. Chaniqua's Cheap Eats. Writes itself. All right, bonus footage, two worlds colliding right here. We have some Arby's horsey sauce going into the second half of this breakfast burrito. Check it out right there. Yeah, horseradish goodness. Horseradish. Here we go. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.